Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Thursday, the 17th of February, 2022. You know, I always say every night, share our live stream so that others may know of Real Talk with Saieed Ali, the third best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago and the #1 current affairs program in our island. So viewers, those of you on Facebook who are looking at us, please like and share our live stream. Those of you on YouTube, remember it's TT, Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So viewers, just a reminder, Real Talk Financing and Investment Company is offering you 2.5% on our fixed deposit system with us. Remember, we are licensed and lend money. We have our office in Central, 2386716. We have our office in South, 2427690. And you can contact me at 3391670. And you could also WhatsApp me, viewers, on 267-7325. Remember, you can WhatsApp me on 267-7325. You know, if you try to WhatsApp me on 3391670, you would not get it. You would not get through. So you decide, you want to send Saieed a WhatsApp message, you want to send them a video of something in the public domain, 267-7325, WhatsApp that number, viewers. So as we start up our program tonight, I just want to ask you a question tonight. What do you think about the power outage yesterday? The President General of the Oilfield Workers and Trade Union, OWTU, Ansel Roger, is denying workers' involvement in yesterday's nationwide power outage. The following claims that the blackout was deliberately caused in response to the government impending vaccine mandatory policy. He said, while an investigation will have to be done to determine what caused the outage, he was certain that there was no sabotage by workers. So viewers, remember, you can call in studio 2386716. We want to hear from you tonight. What do you think about the power outage on Wednesday, the 16th of February, 2022? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, a pleasant good night. You have been doing a very good job, and may God bless and keep you. But my purpose for calling here tonight, the COVID-19 have the country of Trinidad and Tobago in a state.
Correct.
And in this time now, they're talking about carnival. What I want to say to the Prime Minister tonight, Mr. Prime Minister, have respect for the citizens of the country of Trinidad and Tobago. What you're really trying to do to the people in this country of Trinidad and Tobago? You're not operating, Mr. Prime Minister, you're not operating good. I would like to know who is your advisor. Why carnival? Why you have to support carnival in this time? You're sacrificing the people in this country of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Rowley, the eyes of God is upon you. The eyes of God is upon you. And he says that parents will follow the children from generation to generation. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, in light of the government policy that they are finalizing to make vaccine mandatory, do you think the blackout that took place on Wednesday the 16th of February, do you think it have anything to do with the policies that the government wants to bring forward? I want to hear from you tonight, because I will tell you something. If the government decides to make that mandatory, what they are not realizing, what the Attorney General is not realizing, is that they are shutting down the country technically. They are shutting down the country technically. Now, if they shut down the country technically and there are no workers, how is it that a worker is going to pay NIS. They're going to pay benefits. They're going to pay taxes. How is the government going to raise revenue if they bring the mandatory vaccine policy into effect in Trinidad and Tobago? What about those who cannot take the vaccine? What is going wrong? What is happening with Terrence Dial Singh being the Minister of Health? He's a Minister of Health. The Minister of Health supposed to know that some individual, their vaccine they could take and they have vaccine that they cannot take. Being a pharmacist supposed to know that. Since being a pharmacist was his job, he's supposed to know that. Or is it he's just plain donkey head or puppet? Our Minister of Health, who is a pharmacist, or a retired pharmacist, or a practicing pharmacist, supposed to know that you cannot make mandatory vaccine for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago because not every individual could take a vaccine. Is he literally plain stupid, dumb, or dotish, or is he being used as a puppet? And he just cannot say nothing, but just go with the flow. Because there are many doctors telling you, with heart, and with kidney, and with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, they are advising individuals don't take the vaccine because of your complications. But Terrence Dial Singh so loved the title of the Minister of Health. He do business if you die. He don't business if you die. What caused me to say that? Listen this. How many cases, how many individuals called into our program and talk about the after effects from taking the vaccine, and not one day Terrence Dial Singh would pick up that phone and say, Saeed, I heard a call on your program had some adverse effect of the COVID-19. You think you could get them to get in touch with me? Let us do an investigation and see what is wrong with the individual. Not one bloody day he did that. But the Attorney General wants to bring a mandatory vaccine policy for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, namely the public sector. So listen this. What about if public servants now decide we're not taking the vaccine and they're going to look for a job elsewhere? What's going to happen? They're talking about the backlog in court. They're talking about extending NIS age, retirement age, all these things. But how is the economy in Trinidad and Tobago going to sustain if workers decide, you know what? We're resigning from government work, pay with benefits, and we're going to find something else to do. What is going to happen with the government? Is the Attorney General studying that? Is the Prime Minister studying that? Is the grey-head man who we call the Minister of Health, Terrence Dial Singh, being a pharmacist, studying anything about that? No. Nobody has studied nothing about that. What about if fire officers decide, you know what? We ain't taking that. If police decide, we ain't taking that. If Coast Guard officers decide, we ain't taking that. If the judiciary workers decide, you know what? We ain't taking that. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? The economists of Trinidad and Tobago, where are they? Where are they? We are not hearing them. If people decide to resign from the government sector, what's going to happen? Are they looking at that? No, they're not looking at that. All Terrence looking at, all the Prime Minister looking at, all the Attorney General is looking at is you take the vaccine. That is all they are looking at. You think they care if you have bread in your home? You think they care if the economy survives? Do you think they care if the normal man business run? They don't. You know why? Because at the end of every 30 days, their check is sure. It's not no if and if, no maybe, you know. At the end of every 30 days, their money is there. Call good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
My friend.
I'm so sick of this country. It's a cesspit that is governing our country. Look where they reach now. Look where they reach now.
Yes.
Murderers getting bail to come back out and kill the people
Correct.
family again. Huh?
Yes.
Oh, God. And this clown, a bunch of, man, look, I fed up. It's a cesspit that governs this country. All of them. A waste of time. That was a total on the head.
Thank you, my friend. So just to add what the caller said, viewers, from now until the 3rd of March, murderers will be able to allow to apply for bail. Let me tell you something. We are going up the ladder, we are going down the ladder. We're going down the ladder, and some of you all will say, Saeed, stop bashing. Stop bashing. When a murderer get bail and come back and murder you, that is all well and good. It's all well and good. Unless crime, unless sickness, unless poverty don't knock on minister's door, they wouldn't know what's going on. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. Unless someone close to Terrence Yeltsin take the vaccine and something happened to them, Terrence wouldn't know. I am telling you. You think he care about you? So we're sticking with the blackout now. Trinidad Generation Unlimited, TGU, has informed all its stakeholders that it is experiencing a total loss of facility power generations. At 12:52 p.m. on its plant yesterday, Wednesday, 16 February 2022, due to a fault on the T&Tech 220 kilovolt Gandhi Village substation. This caused all generating machine at TGU to trip, leading to a loss of its power supply to T&Tech. TGU was subsequently informed that all other independent power producers also lost total facility generation. The company immediately initiated its process in consultation with T&Tech to restart its generator to allow for a gradual restoration of power supply to the nation grid. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, this man, the Prime Minister, Mr. D.R. Singh, I call him Jackass.
Oh God, cut that one time. I have been saying on many occasions, on many occasions, 2386716 is the number to call in to drop your opinion. But anytime you start going down that road, me and you ain't no friend. Me and you ain't no friend. Because I want to say that there are many young children love to look outside. And please, please, for the sake of the youngsters, just like you don't want to hear your children cuss outside. You never want the same thing for somebody else's children. So have a little courtesy. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Food for thought, right?
Talk to me.
When Guy Griffith was out of the country, and that the police thing there, the Southern and all the police on them was doing all the nonsense. When Mr. Barber and Ronald Field say they're going to have cars at the Red House, right? And they had a motorcade of cars there, right? What happened a week after? You hear all the business place, all the used car place in Bamboo burned down. right? When now the TNTech now come and shut down, is PNM sabotaging the place? Is PNM doing that themselves? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. The Regulated Industry Commission, RIC, in a press release today, has indicated that persons affected by the power outage could be entitled to $60 compensation. RIC explained that in the event of a failure of supply to customers, it must restore supply within 10 hours of the time from which it became aware of the fault. Then TNTech must pay a $60 compensation to residential and commercial customers or $600 for industrial customers. Also, for every additional period of 12 hours that there was not a supply of power, customers will be entitled to an additional compensation which is limited to 2 additional periods. For customers to claim the compensation, they will have to make a written claim within 3 months of that breach. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saieed. With regard, look at these big first world countries. You know, the UK and all those other countries, they're moving away from vaccine and all these, what I would call foolish, you know, all these masks and whatever and whatever. Where does our country stand in all this? You know, we are bringing more vaccine when these developed countries are saying, no, you know, this is a, you know, what is our government doing about it? The next thing, sir. You know, these people from Caroni, 19 years they were supposed to get a house lot and 2 acre land and all these kind of things. Look at Petrotrin just the other day, the people get everything and whatever. Why is this discrimination by this government? Why is this discrimination? Now they said this land, this agricultural land, you must not put no structure. You know, because Nutriment is the financier of the PNM. It is, are you aware is on agricultural land, they build that whatever they build there? What is it going on? Now I'm looking at something else again, sir. They are giving grants for house repair and, you know, and all these kind of things. But it's only in the PNM constituency people are getting these grants. Is it the PNM money? Is it the party's money? Or is it the taxpayers' money that is given out there? I am hoping and waiting to see one day with this Prime Minister, you know, opening pool in Laventille, opening pool in Maloney. Oh, it's good. When will he come and open one in Siparia or in Caroni? Would that ever happen? Again, I am asking, are these the PNM money or is it this the taxpayers' money? Why is this, you know, this blatant discrimination? These are racial discrimination, sir. This is Trinidad and Tobago. Why is it that they are discriminating, you know, people of one ethnicity? Now look at this simple thing. A small nation like ours, look at that blackout last night.
Yes.
Why couldn't we have things in place? Why couldn't we have some sort of thing in place to give some temporary, nothing at all, and billions of dollars is being spent? Where is this money, sir? It is time people stand up and say, Dr. Raul, here is what? Call election now because you have outlived your useful. There was no period of usefulness in you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, there's lots more stuff when we return right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com. and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies. We are conveniently located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Or feel free to visit our newly opened branch at 132 Siparo Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Earn up to 2.5% interest on a 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our courteous staff will be happy to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So welcome my viewers. Now I just read for you that the RIC said that you could apply for a $60 compensation for loss of power over 10 hours. So here it is. However, TNTech is excluded from paying compensation for any breach of the guaranteed electricity standard for events arising out of any circumstances beyond their control. Beyond their control of utility. Now, such as interruption caused by natural disaster and the failure of electricity generated or generation supply by a third party. So TNTech now is not liable to pay you anything. RIC say you could apply for a $60. While TNTech says they are not responsible for any third party that is generating electricity for us as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So my question to you now, viewers, is it possible for compensation to be paid for any fallout during Wednesday power outage? Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago lost a lot of money because of the power outage. And who is going to compensate them? Caller, good night.
Good night.
You're right ahead.
Mr. Saheed. Mr. Saheed, sir.
Go right ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Next call. Minister of Public Administration Alison West has stated that there is a need to transform the public service, and her ministry has been looking at this transformation. This comes one day after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley suggested that permanent secretaries should be hired from the private sector to enhance the public sector. West stated that the need for reform is clear and the ministry is looking for options that exist as well as what constitutional amendment, if any, should be considered. Dr. Rowley said the best managers for the public service may not be in the public service, and perhaps that time has come to change the constitution to allow that to happen. West added that the public service can benefit from skills that are more prevalent in the private sector. At least somebody have the thinking cap on. The private sector have a vast amount of people with so much knowledge. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I just calling to wish you a happy success, what you're doing.
Thank you, my friend.
Right? Right? And I hope that the whole nation stops staying down. All right.
Thank you, my friend. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines have stated that the effects of replacing the Special Operation Response Team SORT will be purely operational. That's what he said. Only for operational purpose. This as he was questioned in the Senate regarding a decision which was recently taken by Acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob Mr. Hines stated that the decision to replace SORT with the National Operation Task Force or National Operational Task Force, NOTF, was taken after consideration of local and international information. Listen to this.
The police commissioner, in his wisdom, acting on the influence of information made available to him, information from at home and from our international partners around the globe, took one of his many decisions, and on this occasion it was to disband the Special Operations Response Team, or SORT, and to replace that with the National Operation Task Force, which was not altogether new, but activated on this occasion.
So you took information based on international partners to dismantle SORT. Good. Very good. Now to McDonald Jacob and to the Minister of National Security. Now hear this, eh? Anytime from tonight onwards, the public have heard what the Minister of National Security said. Based on information of international partners, they have decided to dismantle SORT. Good. Nothing wrong. That's all a decision. Okay. From today onwards, any member of TTPS is caught in illegal activity. I want to hear if McDonald Jacob or the Minister of National Security is going to dismantle TTPS. And I want to hear what your international partners will have to see. I want to hear what they will have to say. Because I will show you a video where Marbella police and Gasparilla police went to a home and did not execute a search warrant, but searching people premises. I will show you that just now. McDonald wanted to take advice from international partner. Minister of National Security taking advice from international partner to dismantle SORT for the killing of 2 men. Now, one court clerk was murdered. It is alleged that those were the 2 men involved in the murder of Andrea Barrett. So based on information received from international partners, they decided to ban SORT, dismantle SORT. What about the father who lost the daughter? What he dismantling? Minister of National Security, what he dismantling? So many officers from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service we have seen in illegal activity, and up to now, them ain't banned TTPS. Those officers are on suspension collecting money, government money. I'm holding on, you know. I just letting all you know, you know, from tonight onwards. I want to hear what all your international partners will say when a TTPS officer is held or is involved in illegal activity. All you go here, Saeed. All you go here, Saeed. All you and all your international partners will hear Saeed big mouth. All you hold on. Hold on. I have something coming. Now hold on. I just tell all the Trinidad and Tobago, when you hear have something coming, it is come, you know. And it is come very, very effective, you know. Hold on. Hello, like international partner, McDonald Jacob like international partner, the Rastaman of Minister of National Security, you like international advice? Hold your horses, partner. Hold your horses. He stated the NOTF will have new administrative structure and be purely operational. Listen to this.
Madam President, the effect of this would be purely operational, consisting of specialized trained officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. This new entity will now have a proper administrative structure, taking into consideration the chain of command, the unity of command, and a span of control which will engender a high level of accountability.
When asked about the information used to disband SORT, Hines simply stated that it would have been recorded and the recent history is available to the top cup as well as influenced by international policing organizations and elements. The minister also outlined the organizational structure for the NOTF. All right. Just imagine, Just imagine that same Minister of National Security. This man never even visited his own community. He is not loved by his own community. And they put him as Minister of National Security. I think it's a joke. I think it's easy. So we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, we'll be right back after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Just want to remind you, Real Talk Financing and Investment Company is offering you 2.5% on a fixed deposit system with their company. Now, every 100,000 you invest with us, you'll get 2,500 per year on 100,000. You getting that in the bank? No. No. You're not even getting that in some credit union. You're not even getting that in some credit union. I tell you, when you hear Real Talk Credit Union is birthed in Trinidad and Tobago, it's a different level of banking, you know. All you can see for yourself. So here it is. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bisasa has stated that persons should be able to choose whether they want to retire at 60 or 65. She was responding to a recommendation in the National Insurance Board report, which was laid in Parliament. This after the NIB has suggested gradually increasing the retirement age from 60 to 65 to compensate for the reducing of contribution to the National Insurance Fund.
At this point, what is engaging our attention is moving the retirement age from 60 to 65, and as Fiat indicated, the approach must be gradual and consultative. So we are currently engaging in, as the ED said, the different scenarios, the current economic situation, the situation with contributors, with employees, and looking to determine what kind of solution that would be palatable.
Now, viewers, during a virtual report, Prasad Business has stated that discussion on changing the retirement age will need consultation and should be by choice.
Well, any discussion about changing retirement age will need serious consultations, one. And two, should that be the option preferred by the majority, it should be one that is by choice. That is to say, those who wish to go home at 60, fine. Those who wish to go home at 65, fine. But you cannot tell a man worked his whole life, put his savings, pay the NIS every week or every month, and you come to tell him, oh, sorry, sir, you can't get it. You have to wait till 65. You cannot continue like that.
Prasad Business also questioned the accuracy of the report, which said there was an increase in contribution or contributors in 2021. So viewers, instead of you going at 60, you have to go at 65. So they're paying less, NIS paying less, but you contributing more. The sad boy. Executive Director of the National Insurance Board of TNT and TNT NIB, Naila Prasad Polaha, has said the board is hoping to digitally transform its paper-based system within 2 years. Prasad Polaha made the statement during a Public Accounts Committee inquiry in the audit financial statement of the NIB for the national financial year 2014 to 2020. She stated that the board was still in the procurement stage of a new information and communication technology ICT system which will revolutionize the transformation of the operation of NIB from submission of a claim to actual payment of funds into contributors' account. Prasad Polaha added that as part of its transformation, the board plans to finalize a date where employers would move to online submission, which will support a faster turnaround time for claims and importing records. You know, we never heard anything about the 10 million that went missing from NIB. We never heard anything about that, you know. Was anyone held accountable for that? 10 million just gone from the NIB. Without trace, it disappeared. And nobody was held accountable. Nobody. Money pick up from here, went somewhere here, and that's it. Gone with the wind. And what do? Nothing. No TTPS to investigate. No internal audits as to where the money went. Years up the road, no information given to the public of where the $10 million went. How sad. Not $10, you know. Not 10,000, you know. 10 million. $10 million. And to this date, no accountability. Health Minister Terence Dial Singh announced that vaccination will become easily accessible for the population as a regional health authority once again go back into communities to administer them. Listen to this.
From this weekend, the RHAs, I met with them, as you know, I meet with the RHAs every Tuesday morning. The RHAs will be going back out into the community, in the community spaces that they deem fit according to their local knowledge, to once again vaccinate members of the public in their community settings, close to their work settings, close to their shopping settings. So each RHA has been tasked with that responsibility Friday and Saturday, but they will be communicating that to their local communities. It is my hope that even if we get another 200 to 300 on Friday and another 200 to 300 on Saturday, it helps. It helps. At this stage of the vaccination program, any little bit is going to help.
Additionally, he said, some areas will also see a campaign to get children vaccinated for childhood disease in medical counties, such as St. George, Central and West, Caroni, Victoria, and Tobago. He stated that even though the ministry is focusing on those 4 areas, he understands that in other counties, there may be 20 to 40 children. The minister also noted that the ministry is trying to get the percentage back up to about 95%.
Even though we are focusing on these 4 areas, which are below 90%, we still note in some of the other counties there may be pockets of 20, 30, 40 children. I just want to let the public know that we are not looking for huge amounts of children. It's probably about 200, 300 per county we are looking for to get our percentages back up to about 90% in the short term, and then we drive it further to get it up to about 95%.
So viewers, remember I was telling you about that video? McDonald Jacob taking advice from international partners to ban salt. To ban salt. But we have police officers in TTPS going to homes, making raids without warrants. I wonder what McDonald Jacob and the Minister Hines have to say about that. What do they have to say about that? Today, officers, hear this, officers from Marbella Police Station. Well, hear what I had to say closely. Officers from Marbella Police Station. Listen to the time they took, Officers from Marbella Police Station, together with officers from Gasparillo Police Station, link up together to go on a police raid. Listen this. They take their time. They took time. Marbella officers, Gasparillo police officers, don't show faces and things yet. If the video ain't blur, come back to me. They took their time. Calls were made. Officers get into gear. Went down to our home in Gasparillo and made a raid. Understand what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes time. McDonald Jacob and Hines, it takes time to make your phone call to Marbella Station, to make your phone call to Gasparillo Police Station. It takes time for the officers to get into gear to meet up at this residence. And you know what? You want to know what, McDonald Jacob? And Rastaman Hines, who is the Minister of National Security, not one of the officers presented a warrant to search the house. Not one. And you know how we call that? We call that good policing. I have some blurring to do in the video. And I will show you tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Friday, 18th. The officers, them took their time. Gasparilla took their time. Marabella took their time. All the officers get into gear and they come down. Not one of the officers presenting a blasted warrant to the homeowner to search their property, but they went in and out of the property. In and out of the property. What does McDonald Jacob have to say about that now? What does Minister Hines have to say about that? Is that good policing? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, officers. All you should have been coming in my house. Let me tell you something. In 21 days' time, not one of you would have been using all your foot to walk. Take what I'm telling all you. Because if some of your foot is twist, it'll decay. You cannot tell me you're a police officer and you sworn. You sworn. You took an oath to protect and serve, and you coming into my house without a search warrant? Eh? And all you call all yourself police? All you call all yourself police? Now I go tell all you something. When I come down in a man house like me, and I twist all your foot with prayers, first thing all you're going to say, the first thing jumping out of all your mouth and all your family mouth is, Saeed should never do that. Saeed, the people I'm doing their work. You come in my house without a warrant and you tell me you doing your work? What part of that is your work? What part of that is your work? Eh? Well, let me tell you something. I could be real nice and loving, you know. And I could be stink as ganda egg smelling high, you know. You cannot come into my house and play you raid in my house without a search warrant. Let me tell you something. Hey. That is why sometimes, citizens, that is why when you hear police ending up in Bacchanal, when police ending up in Bacchanal, it's not because there's police, you know. It's not because somebody decide to go after them, you know. It's what I do. It's what I do in the past. It have a rippling effect in front. There are good officers and there are bad officers. But you enter into Saeed house without a search warrant and you will see what will happen to all your foot and all your hand. I will show all the video tomorrow. Not a warrant was executed in that search. And then McDonald Jacob now. McDonald Jacob, who is the acting commissioner of police, dismantled SWOT because they found out that 2 men allegedly killed 2 men in the murder of Andrea Barrett. And because of international information they received, they dismantled SWOT. Let me tell you something. When they close down Petrotrin and open Heritage Petroleum, you shut down one oil industry and you open another oil industry. You close down SWOT and you open NOTF. What you do? You close down one operational unit to open another unit, you ain't sure will give the same performance as SWOT. But let's take international advice, Jacob. But let me tell you something. Some of all you should resign and go and cut cane or go and plant garden or something with corn. Take what I'm telling all you. Because it look like the age all you have, all you didn't come with experience, you know. All you come with something worse than experience. All you operate just like them officers them who raid the house in Gasparilla. Because there's police, you do what you want. Well, I'm a spiritual man and come in my house, I will do what I have to do. That is why I love to remind the public, when they tried to kidnap my son, no officers didn't know where to go, you know. No, nobody didn't know where to go. But Saeed knew what he had to do. Because that child belonged to Saeed. And I knew what I had to do. All of this feeling easy outside here. It's easy outside here, you know. It's easy outside here, you know. When you talk for your writing, they muzzle you, you know. Muzzle this pitbull mouth now. And the hand you're using to put on that model, you may never use it again. All I feel like just be afraid to talk. I ain't afraid to talk, you know. I'm talking the right thing. And until somebody else stand up and talk the right thing, everything will just sweep under the carpet. Everything sweeping under the carpet. They are controlled media, and there are media personnel which speak out against being controlled. That is why I just tell people, if you want to run ad, it's not a problem, you know. But from the time you want to tell me how to run my show, partner, if I tell you to keep your money in your pocket. It'll keep your money. Because on the 19th of March, we'll make it 4 years. Real Talk is on Synergy Network. And Real Talk have been going live for the last 4 years without asking any individual for funding. And when people have problems, I just try my best to help them out. So I want to ask them officers and them now, from the Marabella station and from the Gasparilla station, supposing a police raid all your house one of these days without a warrant, what all you going to do? What all you going to do? I do business if you're an inspector. I do business if you're a corporal. I do business who you is. If police complain decide to investigate all you, what are you going to do? All you tell me, man, what are you going to do? When police complain decide to investigate an officer, that officer, they start batting in the crease, you know. Call good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Do you know what is an actuarial report? You know what's an actuarial report? That is a report that insurance company do to estimate the projected revenue. The National Insurance Board is required to carry out one less than 3 years. It mustn't go over 3 years. How it is they could reach a position where they cannot pay these NIS and everybody getting the minimum.
Correct.
Well, according to the Act, you're supposed to get in accordance with the payment. The reason for it is 2 former prime ministers interfered with the actuarial report. Mr. Manning went and tell the actuaries they had to pay a minimum of 1,000, which was too high at the time because the maximum at that time was 767 a month. And when they do that, everybody get the minimum. He didn't learn his lesson and he went back and do it 2 years after and say, everybody must get a minimum. And that started the problem because they didn't have enough income to pay people pensions, and they had to make contributions that people was paying for their pension to pay people who already retired. When Kamala Prasad Bisesa come in, she went and do the same thing. And say, tell the actuaries they must give everybody a minimum of 3,000. And that is what is eating up the whole fund. And nobody is addressing that. Raising the contributions and raising the age of retirement will not solve the problem.
I understand.
You have to go back according to the actuarial report, estimate your revenue, and estimate payments that will not exceed that. Any questions you have?
Thank you, my friend. Well said. You see how information is coming, viewers? You see how information is coming? That is why when I come here and I stand here, we will deal with the issue that is happening. We will deal with the issue and we will look for a solution to the issue. And that is the only way going forward. And it's one thing I just always say. If you are a part of the problem, you could never be a part of the solution. Because it will work against you. It will work against you. Because if I cause a problem in Shogunas, and then somebody says, Saeed, you don't let me fix the problem, I cannot fix it. I created a problem, so how could I fix it? Which means somebody else have to step in and fix the problem that I created. So if I created a problem, I cannot be part of the solution. I cannot be part of the solution because I created a problem. But you know, Saeed love to fix situation. Saeed love to call for legislation. Saeed love to call for amendments. Saeed love to call for bills. Why? Because it will support the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Not just myself. Not just my children. Look, when I push for pepper spray, you think it benefit me? Me and no girl child? Me and no girl child, it benefit me? But I have friends who have girl children. And it will benefit them. It will benefit you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You think I want pepper spray? No, me I want pepper spray. Sometimes I just think it hard to walk with with my little piece. I just think it hard to walk with that. You know why? You know why? When I get up, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I sit down in my prayer room and I light my light. Let me tell you something. I communicate. I'm in touch with the world more than TSTT, you know, digital, you know. I know more about you than you know about yourself. Because I was born to do spiritual work. I was born gifted. And you know, people say, oh, them is all kind of people. And you know, now you know, give them a stigmatize them, give them a name. You know what I tell them people that? Yeah, we're gonna be careful you under by me, you know. That's all I just say. That's all I just say. Oh, Saeed is a voodoo man, you're this, you're that, you're the next. But not careful you under by me, you know. When I stand here, I just stand with power and authority, you know. I don't just come on television and brag my mouth, you know. The viewers of Trinidad and Tobago have seen that every single thing that Saeed asked for, it passed right here in Trinidad and Tobago. For who? These citizens. So I don't come here to boast, oh, I have business, and I had this, and I had... No, I didn't come here to boast about where I have. I come here to make sure you get what you're supposed to get. And what is that? That's justice. That is what I come here to make sure you get. A fair trial, a fair response. Fairness is the name of the game. Fairness is the name of the game. If you are creating a problem, you could never be a part of the solution. You could never be a part of the solution. But when the officers go along Gasparello to that house, I'll give her the story. I'll give her the entire story from beginning to ending. You see, when you hear a friend know a friend in the police, where does it happen? When a friend know a friend, where does it happen? Let me tell you something. They say when you do good, good is follow you. But when you do good, bad is always follow you too. Always remember that. That's how the good following you, that's how the bad following you. I just deal with a lot of police. From high ranking to SRP 40 hours. But as long as you're straight, we go deal. If you're like a crook stick, stay on the other side of the road, you know. Don't have nothing to do with me. Because I will crook that stick more. That is me. I will bend that stick more. Because if you feel because there's a police and you have authority and you have a little piece of pistol in your pocket and you name man, why something will hit you so much at up in your head you won't even know where that come from. I just stand here with power and authority, you know. I deal with real officers, you know. But it's just that when they hear you straight, they go come wrong me. If you're like a number 7, if you're like a Y, don't come wrong me. Don't come wrong me. Because we go fall out. And what I go do, you go like. So better you stay far from me. So viewers, we are almost at the end of our program tonight. But I'm going to tell you something. The old people had a saying, do so and like so. And I just tell people that. If you want somebody to treat you nice, treat them good. Treat them good. Always do good and good will follow you. Sometimes doors will open for you from people that you least expected. And that's the good you do. That's the good you do. The bad will follow to try and bring you down. But the good will always raise you up. Hence the reason why I did 4 years here on TV and they can't pull me down. They can't pull me. Don't matter what you send, it will wither away. So viewers, we are at the end of our program tonight. There's a rerun tomorrow. from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. You have your Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Tomorrow is Friday the 18th. We're going to have Fire Friday tomorrow. Until we meet again, be safe and enjoy your night.